Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I wanted to talk about Project Life because I talked about it in my December scrap chat, and I was really on the fence about whether or not I was going to continue with the project or not. And in that video, I had said in the beginning that I was not going to continue with Project Life. I was feeling pressure with it. I got so far behind and it seemed a little bit overwhelming for me to catch up on it. And that's the main reason why I was going to give it up. I was just like, it's not a priority for me right now and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just getting further and further behind. But by the end of that video, I was really not sure. And I was really just needing to reflect on it. So I have done that. I read every single one of your comments on that video. A lot of you guys gave me some really great ideas and gave me some things to think about as options. So I really, really appreciate that. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about where I am in the project because I'm not going to give it up. I've decided I'm going to continue with Project Life. And the reason I did that is because I went back and I looked at my older albums and I love them so much. I love just flipping through them and seeing all these little details of our lives that don't get told in my big albums, in my 12 by 12 layouts. They don't get told there. Some of them do, some of them don't. And it's just little things that I saved, throughout the year, and just little ticket stubs and, appointment cards and, all this stuff. And I just really loved looking back on it and thinking, this is our life. Like, this is our everyday life. It's not just the big stuff. It's not just the stuff that I feel deserves a 12 by 12 layout in our scrapbooks. And I do scrapbook a lot about everyday life as well. So a lot of those things are in there, but a lot of it isn't. And if I didn't record it in there, I would forget it. And so would my kids. And I've seen my kids go through the Project Life albums as well, and they are looking back and going, oh yeah, I remember when we did that. That was fun. And so I have decided I'm going to continue. What I do for Project Life is I do it monthly now. I used to do it weekly. That became way too much for me. And so I decided, I believe in 2015, I switched to monthly. So I started doing it monthly instead. And that has been so much better. I don't feel as much pressure to keep up with everything. As long as I have it in the month, it doesn't matter when in the month it happened. So that's been a lot easier for me to keep up on things. So that is something that I already do. I had a couple of you suggest that. And then I had Diane and Lynn both gave me this suggestion to help me catch up, and I thought it was fantastic, and I'm going to do it. They said, why don't you consider, when you start your Project Life in 2018, work on January 2018, and then go back and work on January 2017. So work on the same month in different years. That way you're kind of in that mind frame, and just work on them simultaneously. That way you don't feel like you have to, catch up on 2017 in order to start 2018. And I thought that was great. And I can definitely do that. What I'm going to need to do is actually go back to 2016 because I need to do September, October, November, and December of 2016. Those 4 months I do not have done yet. I have September and October already planned out in my album. I have Post-it notes on the little page protector so I know where everything's going to go. So those I can bust out really quickly because I already have it planned. That's the hardest part, is planning it out and deciding what's going to go where and what pictures I need to print and all that stuff. That's the hardest part. Actually doing it is not quite as hard. So I have September and October already done. I also have January, February, and March done in 2017 already. So I don't have to go back and do those 3 months. So including this month right now, December, I have December, January, February, and March where I can work on my 2016 and catch up on it. So that's 4 months. And if I do September right now, that would only be 3 months that I need to catch up on in 2016. And that's 3 months in the beginning of 2018. I can work on those simultaneously because I already have 3 months of 2017 done. I hope you're following me. I hope it makes sense because it does to me. It might be better if it was like a visual thing, but I don't know how I can really show you that. So I will be able to work from 2016 up until 2017 when I need to continue on with it. I can kind of do everything simultaneously that way while working on 2018. Trust me, it makes sense. So by the time I get to April of 2018, I will be working on April 2018, April 2017, and then I can spend the rest of the year just catching up that way. It makes sense, I promise. So I'm gonna do that. I am going to work on September right now in this video. As soon as I'm done yakking, I'm going to go ahead and get that month done because I have everything already ready. I have my page protectors planned out. I have my pictures already printed and all my memorabilia together. So I can go ahead and work on that right now, which I'm going to do. And then in January, I will be working on January 2018 and I will be working on October of 2016. So I'll be working on those two together. Like I said, planning it out is the hardest part. One thing that I want to work on in 2018 is keep the planning going throughout the month. Maybe just kind of sit down once a week and think about, you know, what do I want to do? Add post-its to some page protectors and just kind of do that throughout the month. That way, when the end of the month comes and I'm ready to work on it, I have everything ready for me. So that's something I'm going to need to set aside like maybe half an hour every week and just kind of figure out where I want things to go and what I want to print and all that. So that's something that I think is going to really help me in 2018 just to kind of keep that going. I do need to go back and plan the months that I do not have ready yet. And I'm probably going to go back and watch Allie Edwards' Project Life class that she did. I think it was a year ago now. And I took the class. It's not available right now. She doesn't always have it available. She might do it again sometime in the future. I'm not sure. But when she had it live, I took it. And it was such a big inspiration to me. She went through her old albums. She talked about them. She showed us how she is not cut up on this project either. She's constantly, you know, it's always a work in progress, but she loves it so much. And watching those videos really, really motivated me. And I actually, a lot of the planning that I have done already, I did while I was watching her videos. So I'm probably going to go back to that class, rewatch her videos, and, you know, spend some time planning out my months and, you know, doing all that while I'm watching her because it was just a really, really big inspiration for me. So I'm continuing, I'm making it official. I will be working on it. I will be showing you my process for all of them. And I want to thank you guys for all of your comments and all your support and suggestions. And they were all really, really great. I don't know. I guess I just went through a phase where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I think if I had stuck to that, you know, halfway through next year, I would have regretted it. So I'm going to definitely continue and make it a priority and make sure I'm working on it monthly and, you know, just making sure it's at the forefront of my mind. So I'm going to make it a priority going forward here, and I just will be playing major catch up, which is fine. And you know, I'm not too concerned about not having enough stuff to record because I keep all of my planners, so I can use my planner from this year and go back to that month and see, okay, what did we do this month? Okay, let me go ahead and, you know, check my pictures. What did I take pictures of this month? And I think I can definitely make sure that I can make that work for me. So yay, I'm excited. I'm getting a renewed passion for it right now. I'm getting excited to pull it out and work on it, and going back and looking at my former albums really just helped me to go, you know what, I really enjoy this project. And I'm looking around my scrap area as well, and I have so many just little odds and ends and scraps and, you know, random stuff. I'm like, this all would be great in Project Life. I can use this up. I can, you know, put that stuff in there, and that's helping motivate me as well. You know, using all these little scraps and stuff on my cards, I think that's going to be fantastic. And I have tons and tons of cards that I would like to use as well. So I'm not planning to use a specific kit, I don't think. I haven't decided yet. We'll have to see. But I'm really excited to get back to this project and to catch up and make it work for me. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start working on September of 2016. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And thank you guys again so much for all of your comments and all of your support. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on September of 2016. And like I said, I already have Post-its on here, so I know what I'm going to be scrapping. I know where they're going to go. I have pictures printed already that I had saved in this little binder that I have for Project Life. I have it by months, and I just kind of stick everything in there every month and keep all my stuff together. So I'm going to kind of show you how I'm starting. What I always do, these are the actual page protectors from my album. So this is the last part of August here. And I take the page protectors. I keep the Post-it notes on the page protectors just so that they're somewhere and I know where they're going to go. But then I have this little template that I made out of just a white piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I just drew out because I always use design A. And I am going to go ahead and take the Post-its off of here, and I'm just going to stick them on here, and I will use this while I'm scrapping. And that's mainly for you guys because as you can see, my lights are completely glaring off of this plastic and there's nothing I can really do about it besides turn my lights off, and I can't do that. So I'm just going to move all the Post-its over here so that I know where everything is going to go. And then I will put this aside until I have the cards ready and I'm ready to slip them into my album. And this is going to be a 2-page spread for September. That's all I have planned out for that. So this will be the first side and this will be the second side. So it'll actually go like this in my album. And when I'm done with this one, then I'll do the same thing. I'll take these Post-its off of here and I'll stick them on here, and then I'll work on it on camera. So I have that ready. My pictures are ready to go. I just have to cut them down, and I just kind of have a few little odds and ends here that I just kind of picked up from my stash that just kind of jumped out at me right away. I'll probably pull for more here and there. And I have my close to my heart container. I have like I think it's a medium sized container that is designed specifically for you to hold these cards in there. So I have that. I have a whole bunch of different kits in there. So I'll pull from those just to, do my cards and stuff. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go like a red and blue this month. And yeah, I guess that's it. I don't have a ton of 4x6 cards, so I'm probably going to be pulling some 6x6 papers for that just to cut them down and use those as cards. And I need to get my corner rounder. I do try to round the corners for the most part of Project Life just because the cards I have are rounded. So I don't do it for every single one, but most of them I do. All right, and so I guess that's it. I'm ready to get started. I'm going to go ahead and do September of 2016. All right, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to cut down my pictures. These are pictures that I believe I printed on my Canon Selfie, so I'm cutting off the edges of them mainly and just kind of cutting them down to size. They're either 4x6 or 3x4. And I am kind of placing them on top of where they're going to be going on my spread here as I'm cutting them down, because half of them are going to go here and then the other half are going to go on the other side. So I'm just going to keep the ones that go on the other page separate for now. So I have all those done, and the first thing that I need to do is pick my cards. So I'm looking through my close to my heart container, and I'm going to pull out some 4x6 cards here that I have, and I'm just not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I'm just going to go through here. I did put that one aside for October because it's black and orange, so I thought it'd be nice to use in October, so I'll just stick it into my sleeve for next month. But I put this blue in here. It has a little date thing at the top and it's nice and blue. So I'm going with blue and red, so that's what I'm mainly looking for here. So I have that blue journal card there. I'm going to find one that has a little red pattern outline for journaling as well, right there. And then I'm going to find this blue one here too that I'm going to use as a little bit of a title card. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is do my title card for September, and this washi tape rips on me like 1, 2, I think at least like 3 or 4 times this washi tape just rips in the middle of me trying to, use it. It's so annoying. I don't know, it won't rip in a, solid thing, and that's what I want. I didn't want it, I wanted it to be long and solid. So I was saying some not very nice words there for a second, so. But I got it to work, but I did waste a little bit of it. And I'm using these letter stickers here. I don't know where these are from. They're just some stickers I've had for a very long time. And I had all of the letters that I could do the abbreviation for September. So I'm going to do that here, plus a little dot. And then I am going to use this little transparent circle that has September on it, and I'm using those all throughout my 2016 Project Life album. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for this month too. It's just kind of a running thing that I had going, and those are from Freckled Fun. And then I'm going to use a couple of enamel stars there in that nice blue color. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and round the corners. And for Project Life, I don't like work on one card usually completely until it's done. I go back and forth a little bit sometimes, so I'm a little bit all over the place, or I don't go in order for sure. Okay, so for this title card here, I'm putting David Cook, and that is who is in those pictures with us. And I'm using a variety of these Heidi Swap large skinny letter stickers in different colors of blue and white. David Cook, sorry, my kids are watching TV and apparently it's hilarious. David Cook won American Idol quite a long time ago. I don't remember the exact year, but he won one year, and he was my favorite contestant probably ever on that show. I just loved him so much. I loved the music he chose. I loved his voice. I thought he was so unique, and I just, to this day, I still love him. He was traveling around doing free shows for the troops, for military. So he was going around to different bases, and he came to ours, and we ended up getting to go early and meet him. So that is a picture of us with him in the middle, and then of him performing on the bottom. And he was so incredibly kind and gracious and just awesome, and his show was great, and Kaylin just kind of fell in love with him a little bit. So it was a lot of fun. I was really happy to be able to like see him and meet him and everything. It was really cool. Okay, so this one right here is my parents' dog Mitzi, and she actually passed away that month. She was very, very old. I think she was 16 or 17, so it was her time. You know, it wasn't a big shock when it happened. We were kind of, you know, we were waiting for it to happen. And it happened, so she passed away. So I'm just doing some journaling. I have a little floral strip of paper down there, and then I put a little piece of white cardstock and did my journaling and added a little blue heart for her. She was super sweet. For this one here, I did the journaling about David Cook, and then I added this enamel, or not enamel, it's an acrylic arrow that points to the picture. So I just stuck that right in the middle there. This card here is about a Bible study that I did at my church. We did a women's Bible study called Propel that is done by Christine Kane, and I absolutely loved it. So I talked about that, and I'm going to use this little open book stamp to kind of look like a Bible, I guess. And that is a stamp from Kelly Perky. And then the letter stickers that I use there are from Studio Calico. Okay, so that is going to complete this one here. I'm going to add a little heart right there. And then I'm going to move on to the next side. All right, so this next side here, I have a lot of pictures, a ton of pictures. So I actually only have 2 spots for journaling, on the top and on the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit of journaling. Actually, no, I don't do any journaling in the middle. I do just add like some little titles and stuff, but no actual journaling on it. There's not really a ton to say there. So I'm going to pick out 2 4x6 cards, and I think I'm picking them out from the Fifth and Frolic 4x6 cards. That is from Dear Lizzie. That's what I'm going through here. So, yeah, I have, like I said, it's very, very picture heavy. And I'm going to go ahead and round all the corners of my pictures first, and then I will start working on them. So to start off with, I'm going to work on the top because that is a picture of my daughter Kaylin, and she got glasses that month. And she was having a lot of trouble seeing long distances or far distances. If she was sitting at her desk at school, she had trouble seeing the board. So we took her to get her eyes checked and got a prescription for some glasses for her. And as soon as she got them, she was like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. So I'm going to journal about that. I'm cutting out this arrow from this 3x4 card that is from, I believe, the Craft Kit. And it's just a kind of a nice yellow on top of a craft. and I'm going to fussy cut out these glasses, which is from the same kit as well, the craft kit, and I'm just going to layer them on top there. So I'm just gonna cut these out a little bit. I'm gonna keep the blue border on it just because it goes along with my color scheme here. And I'm going to just layer those up on my 4x6 card. So I'll have the arrow pointing toward the picture and then the glasses up on top. And I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling and just talk about how, you know, she needed the glasses, so she got them and they made a big difference, and she actually loves her glasses. So she really enjoys them. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that journaling. And then in true Sarah form, I'm going to decide to put some washi tape underneath the glasses on top of the arrow. So I'm going to have to take them off to put the washi tape down. So I'm just going to stick it down. I was going to try to just tuck it under, but there's too much adhesive on them. So I just had to take them off completely, stick that down, and then just reattach them. And then I am going to work on the center 2 cards, which are coffee. The first one is a pumpkin spice latte. That was probably my first of the season because September is when they start coming out with those. So I'm going to grab a little die cut, and this is from Tuesday Hubbard, and her shop is called Cheeky Studio. And she sent me one of her kits to work with last month, and I absolutely love it. So since I'm doing coffee, I figured, you know, I should grab what I have left of this kit and use a couple of things from it. So I'm going to put a little bit of torn red washi tape there, and then I'm going to add this coffee cup on top of it. It's so cute. And then I will use these Studio Calico stickers again to write out PSL for pumpkin spice latte. So I'm just going to do that. And then for the second picture, it's just me drinking out of a large coffee mug, and I have kind of a sour look on my face because I think that's how I felt that day. So I'm going to put the other piece of that washi tape up on top, and I'm going to use the sticker from the kit, and it says "Life Happens, Coffee Helps," and I love it. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit to make it fit on top of this picture here. I'm going to have to cut it down quite a bit just to, you know, make it fit so it's not covering my face or anything. So, but it's really super cute. So that's going to go there. And then this one is a picture of my Brody and I, and we are snuggling. I actually have this picture printed out to put in his album as well, so this will be in a mini Monday here probably sometime this month. And we're just laying on the floor, and he's snuggling with me. He's got his head on my arm and his arm wrapped over my arm. So I have this little wood veneer that says hugs, and I'm putting Buddy hugs because I used to call him Buddy. That was kind of my little nickname for him. And I have those thickers that had that word spelled out, so I'm going to go ahead and use that up. And then I'm going to put a little heart on this one as well, and hearts on here. So I'm trying to use up all these hearts, and I'm going to put a couple hearts on the center of these pictures down here too. So my last card here is going to be journaling, and I'm journaling about the Air Force Ball. I'm going to use these pink paisley blue kind of banners letters, and I'm going to spell out Air Force Ball and stick that on top of the card and do all my journaling on there. And then I have the picture of my husband and I, and also myself and my best friend Lindsay at the ball. And I will just do my journaling about that because it took 13 years for my husband and I to finally get to an Air Force Ball. Every time they had one, like, we couldn't go for some reason. Either he was gone or something was going on. Like, we just couldn't ever go. And so finally in 2016 we were able to go. And we had a good time. It was fun. I don't have any close-up pictures for you guys. I'm going to be honest, taking pictures of Project Life stuff is a little difficult and very time consuming, so I'm probably not going to do any close-ups of these, but I'm hoping that these videos will show enough of it that you guys, you know, can really see what I'm doing here, and it'll be enough. So sorry about no close-ups, but again, honestly, it's it's a process to get pictures of this. All right, so this is going to complete it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sticking with me and putting up with my indecisiveness, and I will see you guys again very soon. Have a great day.